let's go to some of the statistics, because we prepared here some statistic of women in construction, and it's quite fascinating because there is only 10% of women as CEOs. Let's look down there. So 86.7 are in office positions. 2.5% of people are women. Women represent about 10% of the construction industry in 2019. And I have to tell you, Millie, that yesterday I actually met another woman in construction, but again, she wasn't directly involved in construction because she was just recruiting for construction. So let's look at jobs held by women. Nearly 1 in 3 companies promoted women to senior roles in 2018, which is a great sign of a change, although 45% are sales and office, 31% are management, 21% construction and maintenance, 1.5% service occupation, 1.4% transportation. Let's go down and look at more numbers. Women-owned firms, that would be you, Millie. 64% growth in women owners from 2014 to 2019. So 5 years and we've got 64% growth. That's very encouraging, but we still have got quite a gap to fill. 9% of women-owned firms achieved revenue greater than $500,000. 4% of new construction firms were launched by women last year. Let's look at women leading in construction, because there is quite a gender gap in leadership. 44% of the top 100 contracting companies have women in executive roles. 16% employ women in C-level positions. 2 of them are CEOs. So out of 100 companies, only 2 of them are CEOs. We are talking, of course, the top 100 companies in construction. So, Millie, how do you deal on a daily basis with gender gap or toxic assumptions? How is it for you?
Well, for me, the first thing what I had to get over in dealing this line of business, and that's in everyday life, is that you have to learn how to harness your emotions. And if you're going to walk into a male-dominated industry, you have to be ready for anything. I remember walking in meetings and people still looking to see where is the guy who owns the company. I remember bringing some of my project managers in meetings with me and people directing questions at them, overpassing me, although I'm the one with the answers. But how do I deal with that? I improve myself. I use every block and I build with it and construct myself into a powerhouse to make sure that my company represents its spot on the world stage. No one's going to give you anything. Certainly no one's going to open the door, especially in this form of industry. So as a woman in this line of business, you have to stand your ground and own it.
And what are the top 5 soft skills all career-driven women should have, in your opinion?
In my opinion, the top 5 soft skills any driven woman or anybody for that matter should have is leadership. Well, for women, leadership, understand your power as a woman. Women traditionally have held families together. This has always been a leadership role. These leadership skills is needed in business. To grow a company, you need to nurture and develop talent. And number 2, I would say organization. You must bind the pieces of departments of a company into one piece, one force. You must then project this force outward, and this requires, which would be my 3rd skill, communications. Open as many communications as possible and find a way to communicate with your customer. That's very, very important. Always make your customer feel like they're the sole reason that your business exists, and which they are. My number 4 would be responsiveness. Rapid response, measure it, improve on it. The world operates at light speed, and if you want to be relevant today, you need to be able to respond effectively and instantly. Develop tools, skills to respond effectively to your customers. Always be there for them, no matter what. And number 5 will be service. Leadership of all well-tooled organizations which can effectively communicate and be responsive are all required to be effective and at the highest calling. So service, again, measure it, improve on it. So those would be my 5 soft skills for women.